And we are back. Welcome back to Esso versus Erik once again. It may be over a week since I last recorded this series, but if you look at the schedule here, there is going to be no rest for any of my players going forward, as we now have games every weekend and every midweek for the next 6 weeks. It is going to be absolute chaos, and obviously if we carry on progressing in the FA Cup and in the Champions League, that fixture pile-up is only going to continue. So squad fitness and squad rotation is going to be key going forward for the remainder of this series. And as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen as we then go to the main home screen, today's fixture is going to be at home to Everton in the Premier League. We currently sit third in the table. A win today will take us above Everton's local rivals, Liverpool, into second place in the Premier League. In real life, this fixture was a 2-0 win to Manchester United. Both penalties, the first one converted by Bruno Fernandes, the second converted by Marcus Rashford, in a game where I seem to remember we could have had 4 or 5 penalties, if I'm being honest with you, but it was a relatively comfortable win in the end. Hopefully another victory for us today after what has been an incredible run on this series. Seeing off City in the league, seeing off Bayern in the Champions League, seeing off Newcastle in the FA Cup, and obviously beating City again in that Carabao Cup final. Our next big cup match will of course be that Chelsea semi-final in 2 episodes time, but we have 2 Premier League fixtures to squeeze in before them. Let's get the first one started with the team news right now. So, with next week's fixture against Chelsea being my primary focus, I have mixed my team around a little bit while still keeping some key players in the team. It's the only way we can do this. We need to be competitive in every game while still keeping key players fresh when we need them in the important games. So it's going to be Onana in goal, a back 4 of Dalot, Lindelof, Martinez and Shaw. Mainu comes into midfield alongside Mount and Bruno. Antony is on the right because Ahmad is still recovering from his injury picked up in the previous match. Garnacho is on the left for Rashford, and Rasmus Højlund is back up front. The rest of the key players are still available from the bench. I just need to take Ahmad out for Pellistri. Other than that, like I say, the key players are still available for us from the bench as and when we need them. Let's get into the match. And so for Everton, once again, for them, it's a 4-2-3-1, but there's a fair few new signings on show for them, particularly in that midfield area. Jordan Pickford remains in goal. It's a back 4 of Nathan Patterson, James Tarkowski, Jared Branthwaite and Vitaly Mykolenko. A midfield duo of Amadou Onana and Idrissa Gueye, but this is where it gets interesting. In the second row, they have got Sigankov and Isco, who have both signed for them in January. Danjuma is on the left and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is up front. That attack is a little bit dangerous. They're having a very, very good season, Everton. The only reason they're lower down in the table is because of their 10-point deduction that they had from the start. So this isn't going to be an easy game for us. Hopefully we get the result, though. Let's get into the game. And so Everton get us underway, and shock horror, it is once again raining at Old Trafford as Rasmus Højlund gets straight into Onana and looks to create something from the kickoff. Unfortunately, though, Onana recovers well. First clip of the game as the camera slowly pans downfield is a free kick to Everton just inside Manchester United's half. They've got a lot of players forward for it, but as always, we've left our players up front for the counter. Isco's going to send it downfield. It comes towards Nathan Patterson. He swings it into Onana. Mason Mount is there. Comes out to Isco on the edge of the area, and he narrowly puts it wide. Once again, it is Everton on the ball now with Sigankov. He's got Dominic Calvert-Lewin down the middle. For me, that looked offside. Calvert-Lewin goes through. Cuts it back to Sigankov. It's across to Danjuma. And it's well blocked and behind. And a corner has been given, so it was onside from Calvert-Lewin. Good defending. Corner kick to Everton. This has been a poor start from us. Third clip of the match, and so far all of them have been Everton clips. Sigankov with this corner. It's towards Branthwaite round the back. Martinez does well, and Mount looks to counter. Maybe this is a United clip after all. Mason Mount. He's got the whole right-hand side of the pitch to play with, and he just keeps on going. Still Mason Mount. All the way to the byline, cut back to Antony, and Jordan Pickford is forced into the first Everton save of the match, and now it's the first United corner of the match. Very well worked from Mount. Antony sends it in low. It's cleared by Branthwaite. Fernandes back out to Antony. Sends it back to Martinez. It's cleared by Calvert-Lewin. And is that going to be the end of the clip? No, it's not. Shaw finds Garnacho. It's on to Mount. On to Mainu. Back to Garnacho. And Bruno Fernandes is there, and he drags it wide. That is not like him, the form he's been in this series. But much, much better from Manchester United there. Another clip here being started by Everton, but Højlund's nicked it off Jared Branthwaite, and Højlund goes for goal, and Pickford tips it behind brilliantly. The pressing forward on Rasmus is getting better and better week by week at the moment. I don't know if the inclusion of Taremi encourages your current players to play better, but since we signed Taremi, Rasmus has been much more up for these matches. Dalot now, after the corner. Drives to the byline. Calvert-Lewin clears. Comes to Fernandes. Mainu. Out to Dalot again. Back to Lindelof. Our possession stats, something like 75%, which is crazy. But we just need to capitalise on this. And here goes Garnacho trying to do that. Still Garnacho. All the way. And he hit the post. It wasn't saved. He hit the post. Pressure's building. I think we can get ahead here. And hopefully it's going to be straight away because Bruno Fernandes now has a free kick. Which he sends in towards Martinez. Comes out to Garnacho again. Cuts inside. Finds Mount. Cut across. He shot. All he had to do was square it and Højlund had a tap in. Oh, I think that's a poor bit of judgment from Mason Mount there. Another free kick to kick off a clip. It's going to be Lindelof to take this one. They want me to remove getting stuck in. But then how are we going to show our passion game? Fernandes gives it away. But he wins it back. You see, get stuck in. Show some passion. Find Anthony. Can he find Højlund? No, Pickford saves again. How have we not scored in this match? Martinez wins it back. Lindelof onto Dalot. Fernandes. Space for Dalot. They're just not tracking runs in the wide areas. Anthony again. Into Mainu. Mount makes a good run. Mainu finds Shaw on the overlap. Shaw hits the box. He finds Højlund. And finally the cutback works. And Rasmus Højlund gets yet another goal. Brilliant from Shaw. It's the third chance in the space of 2 minutes. Finally a cutback finds his mark. And Rasmus Højlund is off the mark for this game. And it's 1-0 and thoroughly deserved. And there were no further clips before the half-time whistle. But you know what? I'm happy with the performance. I'm really happy we scored. We needed to score. We couldn't be that dominant and not score. But look at the stats again. 7 shots, 5 on target, 1.68 XG. So we really should be further ahead. But 69% possession. That's the key one for me. We are keeping Everton out of the game. Let's hope it continues into the second half. And I think I might make a couple of changes as well. Potentially a bit risky. But like I say, we're trying to preserve our key players for the FA Cup game. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Bruno off at half-time, move Mainu into the more attacking position, and then bring Casemiro on in the holding role. Just again, give us a little bit more security, give Bruno's legs a rest. Hopefully we don't need to use the likes of Rashford in this game, and we can bring on some more legs in the second half. But for now, I think that's the only change I'm going to make. So pleased for Shaw coming back into the side for his first match in 2 months and getting himself an assist as well. So hopefully we can take him off to preserve him a little bit later on as well. Let's get the second half started. Throw into United. I've finally figured out the whole long throw, short throw thing. So we are now going to start playing more short throws as and when required. That's a brilliant spin from Anthony. And what a shot and what a goal that could have been. The little spin drag back on his left foot, reminiscent of his fidget spinner skill move in real life. Then he went for that whipper and he nearly found the top corner. Unlucky. Well, no further clips at the start of this second half, so it's time to rotate out my what I would consider proper first team players for the remainder of this match. So Sancho is coming on for Anthony in that regard, and in terms of first team players, I've taken off Shaw, I've taken off Mount, and I've taken off Højlund, putting on McTominay, Eriksen and Reguilon respectively. I was going to take Martinez off, but I didn't put Johnny Evans on the bench, so that is a big mistake on my part. I was supposed to put Johnny Evans on the bench to come on for Martinez, but he'll just have to miss out on the next game and we'll just play up a Meccano and Beraldo in that one anyway. So still should be fine. This team should be more than capable of seeing out the rest of this game and hopefully grabbing us ourselves another goal as well. Another throw to United here. Dalot finds Sancho, making his first touch. Dalot again now finds Eriksen. Eriksen onto Mainu, now in the more advanced position. He goes for goal and he nearly caught Pickford out. Side netting from Kobbie Mainu. What an effort that was. Finally, another clip. We're going loads of time between clips, but I think it's just because my team is keeping the ball so well. We're still at 70% possession as Reguilon finds Garnacho in behind. This has been a brilliant counter-attack. Tarkowski brings down Garnacho. Is there a penalty shout there? No, there isn't. Is Tarkowski going to get this away? No, Garnacho wins it back. Finds Mainu. On to Sancho. Goes for goal. Blazes over. It's unfortunate. It would have been good to see Sancho come back with a goal. Ah! There is handballs. Calvert-Lewin handled the ball and got booked for it. There you go. I asked that a couple of episodes ago. Now we have a throw-in, which Reguilon is taking all day with. Finds Eriksen. Back to Reguilon again. Hits the byline. Chips it back post. McTominay's there. Sidewards header. And Pickford saves. Now into the last minute. Oh no, it's an Everton counter-attack. We concede now. After being in such control. Beto's in behind. It's Beto and Onana makes a massive, massive save. Everton have changed to 4-2-4. They have had nothing in this match. There's 7 minutes of added time because obviously we've been time wasting like crazy. But, oh, I'd have been fuming if we conceded there. But there's still a chance. Martinez heads clear. And it's a free kick to Everton in a dangerous position. Everton have had nothing in this match until now. That one's sent in towards Ghana. Pickford's up from the back and Beto's there! And he's hit the bar from half a yard. How has he missed? I cannot believe he has just missed that. That is the biggest miss on this series. Onana claims the cross. And we have got to calm ourselves down. I'm going to change this to positive for these last few minutes. What are we doing right now? Well, the 7 minutes of added time are up. Dallow's going to waste some more time with this throw-in. Hopefully it is going to be enough to see out the end of this game. Drops it to Mainu. Gets it back, does Dallow. Feeds it into Sancho. A second goal would obviously kill the game off completely. Sancho goes for goal. Pickford tips it behind for a corner. And surely that is that. We keep the ball in the corner now and the game is done. And the game is done. We get away with it. I mean, we should have won this game more than comfortably. Look at the XG there. 2.37. Only one goal scored. The defence ends up getting the plaudits. 7's across the board and Onana. But Beto... I mean, I'm going to, I've got to show that clip again. How did he not score?
You had one job. Just the one.
Well, regardless, I'm going to take it. A 1-0 win in the Premier League puts us into second place in the table, keeps us in the title race, and most importantly, keeps a lot of our first team players fit. We'll rotate again for the next game in the Premier League and then have our full first team available for you in the FA Cup game in 2 episodes' time. Thank you very much for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one.